Potter now. To go from reality to fantasy. No, but it's the holidays, right? It's December 13th. We're almost halfway through December. And I want to talk about one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite series of all time, Harry Potter. Um, it's incredible. It's great. It's fantastic. I've nothing but good things to say, positive things to say about Harry Potter. Uh, One of the best series of all time. Arguably better than Star Wars, in my opinion. I think it is better than Star Wars, but to eat here and there, it doesn't matter. To each their own. But Harry Potter sort of reminds me of the holidays. I don't know why. I think maybe because that way back in the day, 2008, 2009, TBS used to, I don't know if they still do it, but TBS used to do their Harry Potter movie marathon where they would air all the movies like during various weekends from like Thanksgiving through Christmas. And they would do like 2 movies a weekend. So they do like the first and second one weekend, and then the third and the fourth, and then the fifth and the sixth. And then, like, obviously, all the movies started to come out, and so they started doing it again. All the movies eventually came out in, 2011, so they started doing it again back in the, 2010s. So throughout my childhood, TBS has done the Harry Potter movie marathon, and they always used to do it during the holidays. So I always thought of Harry Potter as sort of like a holiday movie, even though it's really sort of a year-round movie, but I always watched it during the holidays. And it is my favorite personal series of all time. The books are incredible. If you haven't gotten the chance to read any of the books, I already know if I ever become a parent, the first literature I'm ever going to be reading to my child is Harry Potter. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Because those books, were my childhood. So I would want to share that with other people. The movies, hit or miss for the most part. But I think the way I feel about the movies is that if you were a fan of the books, I think you're a fan of the movies. I think I really do believe they're a lot of fun. The characters, Radcliffe. I mean, the actors and actresses do a really good job of all the characters. They really did a good job of casting the right people to put them in these characters that you visualize in your head. So that's great. Obviously I love Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint's great, Emma Watson. She's awesome. I love Emma Watson. The Yule Ball scene. My God, no words. That might have been the day I officially fell in love with Emma Watson, was the first time I saw that scene, but that's neither here nor there. But the Yule Ball scene. Fantastic scene in the whole Harry Potter series. And the music plays. It's too good. Anyway, though, here's the thing about Harry Potter, which is Harry Potter. I don't know if any of you, the people listening for the most part, are old enough to remember. But I remember very distinctly when I was 7 or 8 years old, the last book came out. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows came out in 2007 or 2008. And people were camped out at Barnes and Noble, just lined up to watch, to let this book release. They were camped. It was like a premiere of a new shoe or a new movie. People were camped out, way back in the day before COVID, when we could just camp out in lines and wait for stuff. People were camped out for this book. And I remember when my brother got the book, because, I wasn't old enough to read it, and the books got dark, and, I was 7, so I shouldn't have been reading those books at 7. He grabbed the book and just didn't stop reading for straight up a day. And I saw that with all of these Harry Potter books, is every time a kid used to pick those books up from the bookstore, they just couldn't put them down. It was just, you kind of just opened up the book, and it was all right, I'm busy for the next 2 days, go away. So, it's, people would line up for hours outside the bookstore. Are you ever going to get that again? Not in this technological society. People are just I downloaded it on my Kindle. I got it on my enook. I just found the app that illegally pirate the book so I didn't have to buy it. Right? And that's that's obviously the society we live in today. But I so miss those days where you would stand out in line and have to wait for the paperback. The days before, the days where you had to watch the movie in theaters and Put Locker didn't exist, or LimeWire took 18 hours to stream a fucking the song. Like, I miss those days. I miss the old days. And I know I'm super young. I was born in fucking 2000. Like, that's still relatively young. But, like, I still remember those days that we had to, that I was little, but we had to wait out in line, wait out in line to go to the movies or wait out in line to watch to get the book. That's never going to happen again. No matter how good the book series is, there could be another book. I think like books are going out of style too, which is another sad thing. And it's probably because of people like me who can, just hop on the internet and summarize the plot in an 18-minute YouTube video instead of people reading the book or watching the movie or whatever, because people don't have attention span anymore. So it was really that valued of a series. And I think it was one of the last series that we're going to see like that, where people line up for hours for the movie, where people line up for hours for the book. And so it reminds me of kind of this transitionatory period in life where you're never going to get that again. And Harry Potter was sort of that last series in time, if you think about it like that. Anyway.